in the bustling heart of Manchester, where glass towers cast their reflections over narrow cobblestone streets, lived a young man named Arjun Patel. He wasn't wealthy, not even close. He worked part-time at a cafe, barely earning enough to pay rent for his small flat above a laundromat. But what Arjun lacked in money, he made up for in curiosity. Every day on his way to work, he passed by the Grafton Exchange, a busy financial district buzzing with traders, luxury cars, and digital billboards flashing the latest stock prices. He'd pause there for a few seconds, imagining what it must feel like to be one of those people who owned instead of earned. Arjun lived simply: instant noodles, second-hand clothes, and long nights reading free online courses about finance and entrepreneurship. He often overheard customers at the cafe talking about investments, returns, and portfolios, terms that once intimidated him, but the more he listened, the more he realized something profound. They're not smarter than me, he thought. They just think differently about money. While his friends spent their spare change on takeaways or the latest phone, Arjun started saving every possible pound. He wasn't sure how he'd use it yet, but technically to buy freedom. One cold evening, while cleaning tables at the cafe, Arjun overheard a heated conversation between two businessmen. One of them was Mr. Harrington, a well-known local millionaire and owner of several shopping complexes. The other was his frustrated accountant. "I told you, sir," the accountant said. "The new mall's footfall is dropping. Online retail is crushing profits." Harrington snorted. "You worry too much. My properties have always made money. They always will." Arjun silently noted every word. A spark lit inside him. He realized that even the rich could get stuck in old ways of thinking. But fear held him back. "What can a broke barista like me possibly know about investing?" he muttered that night, scrolling through job listings. "I don't even have enough to open a savings account." Still, something gnawed at him. That quiet voice that whispers right before a great change. Maybe you don't need a lot of money. Maybe you just need a better mindset. A week later, an elderly regular named Mr. Lewis walked into the cafe. Always kind and quiet, Lewis spent hours reading newspapers and scribbling notes. One day, noticing Arjun's curiosity, he asked, "You always stare at the financial pages. Why not invest yourself?" Arjun laughed. "With what money, sir?" Lewis smiled. "That's what every rich person says before they become rich. It's not the amount, it's the approach." He pulled out a napkin and began sketching a simple chart: savings, compounding, and long-term growth. Then he said something Arjun never forgot. "Don't work for money, Arjun. Make money work for you. Even £10 can start the journey if you invest it wisely." That moment changed everything. Over the next few months, Arjun devoured every free resource he could find. YouTube lectures, ebooks, podcasts. He learned about index funds, inflation, and the concept of opportunity cost. He opened a basic investment account with just £100 and started experimenting carefully. Instead of buying new shoes, he bought shares. Instead of chasing trends, he learned patience. He realized wealth wasn't about luck, it was about compounding decisions. Arjun's coworkers laughed. "Stocks? With your salary?" they teased. "Better pray for a raise, mate." But Arjun stayed quiet. Every month, he invested a small portion of his pay. He made mistakes, some stocks went down. And at times, he wanted to quit. But he kept studying, adjusting, and thinking long-term. Slowly, his small savings began to grow. His mindset began to shift. He was no longer a poor man chasing paychecks. He was an investor building assets. One day, Arjun saw news that shocked him. Harrington's malls facing massive losses, properties for sale. The same rich merchant who mocked change was now struggling. But Arjun noticed an opportunity. The land near those malls was being revalued due to a planned metro extension. He didn't have the money to buy land, but he saw potential others ignored. So, he reached out to small investors online and pitched a crowdfunding idea. They could buy small shares in that underpriced land and lease it later when values rose. Most people dismissed him, except one, Mr. Lewis. Together, they structured a small but smart investment plan. The plan wasn't easy. Arjun faced paperwork, rejection from banks, and constant doubt. But he persisted. After months of effort, their small group acquired a modest plot beside the future metro site. For 2 years, they held it quietly while the metro construction advanced. And then, just as predicted, developers began bidding for nearby plots. Their £50,000 collective investment was now worth £300,000. Arjun couldn't believe it. He had done what even the rich merchant failed to do. He saw an opportunity where others saw risk. His small share earned him more than all his cafe wages combined. But even more valuable was what he had learned. Wealth isn't about how much you have. It's about how long your money works after you stop working. He finally understood Mr. Lewis's lesson. True investors play the long game. Harrington, the once arrogant merchant, visited Arjun's cafe one day, unaware of who he really was talking to. He sighed and said to the cashier, "If only I'd diversified. I thought safety was in keeping my wealth still." Arjun smiled quietly, handing him his coffee. "Sometimes, sir, safety is the biggest risk," he replied. Years later, Arjun opened his own investment consultancy, teaching ordinary workers how to think like investors. His motto was painted on the office wall: "Don't chase money. Build systems that grow it." He employed several of his old co-workers, helping them start their own portfolios. His once teeny seed of savings had turned into a forest of opportunities. When Mr. Lewis passed away, he left Arjun a note: "You didn't just outsmart the merchant, you outgrew the mindset that keeps men poor. That's the real investment." Arjun looked out from his office window at the skyline of Manchester, bright, changing, alive. He realized he'd never been truly poor. He had always been rich in perspective. And that's what built his fortune. True wealth isn't in what you save, it's in how you grow. A poor man with an investor's mindset will always outsmart a rich man with a savorous fear.